Hello, I, 25 female, am in a bit of a situation, so I'm looking to see if I messed up or not. I haven't posted on Reddit before, so sorry if the format is off. I'm not used to getting help from family members, let alone strangers, so please try to be a little kind. Also, sorry if this post gets long. I don't know how to make it short and precise while also including important details. So, I just got married recently. What should have been the best time and day of my life was absolutely ruined by my mom's drama. I was already in low contact with my mom, 48 female, long before my wedding. We don't really have a good relationship because she is an extremely selfish, entitled woman. It is because of her that I still have trouble with money. I'm always scared that someday I'll find myself destitute. I work a good job, but I simply feel too scared to spend money in case there comes a day when I don't have any. I know this information may sound very boring to you, but I promise it is relevant. So, fast forward to a few months back. I announced my wedding, and somehow my mom caught wind of it. She contacted me and expressed her desire to be part of my wedding. She had actually stopped asking me for money or harassing me about it a long time ago. I thought that maybe she had changed herself and was working to be a better person. I'm definitely naive because I ended up agreeing to rekindle our relationship. I really shouldn't have done that though. Initially, things were good. We talked about our lives a lot, and she told me all about her fiance, Jason, 53, male. For the record, everyone will give a fake name here because I don't want anyone to recognize us. I had no idea my mom was dating someone, let alone engaged to him. I mean, I was in low contact with her, and my mom hadn't reached out in a long time. So it was natural that I wouldn't know about her engagement. Anyway, I was happy for her, and she was happy for me. Mom even asked if she could bring Jason as her plus one to the wedding, and I immediately agreed. I wanted to meet the person who changed my mother. The trouble started when my mom started to learn about the details of my wedding. For reference, Blake and I decided to have a very small and low key wedding. I already have some mental issues related to money, and the two of us didn't want to spend thousands of dollars on a single day. We only wanted a small church wedding with our close friends and family. My mom seemed extremely annoyed at our plan. She kept telling me that my wedding was cheap and tacky. I was annoyed but told her that none of us wanted a big wedding. Still, she kept pushing us to change our minds and kept suggesting things that were triple our intended wedding budget. I was extremely annoyed with her, but figured that she was just projecting her tastes onto me. But she soon dropped the bombshell that we had to put up a lavish wedding so that her rich fiance would be impressed. I was just so shocked that I didn't know what to say. We had a major argument where I told my mom that my wedding would be on my terms and I had no interest in impressing her prejudiced fiance. Mom took great offense to that and told me that I was acting like a complete brat. Eventually, she gave me an ultimatum and said she wouldn't come to the wedding if I didn't do what she said. I just said that it's her choice and left it at that. My mom actually ended up not coming to the wedding. She even stopped talking to me. She sent me one last message telling me this was going to teach me a lesson for not listening to her. Whatever. I didn't care that she wasn't there. I had come to realize that she probably hadn't changed. When people asked why my mom didn't come, I didn't sugarcoat the truth. Everyone agreed that my mom was ridiculous and entitled. We had a good laugh and moved on, or so I thought. Apparently, my relatives were not at all happy with my mom. After college, I had told them what my mom had done to me back in school. They were extremely pissed off at my mom already. The wedding incident just made them madder. So all of them collectively decided to boycott mom's wedding. How did I know this? My mom called me to yell at me about it. She was screaming at me about how I was ruining her wedding day out of sheer jealousy. I told her that I didn't know what she was talking about. My mom went on and on about how I was a jealous brat who couldn't take it, that she was having a grand and luxurious wedding. She said that I had intentionally turned the family against her. So now, no one is coming to her lavish wedding. She called me a bunch of names before she hung up. She's still blowing up my phone and calling me a bad daughter, among other things. She's saying that she will go no contact with me if I don't make everyone come to her wedding. Frankly speaking, I don't give a single crap about her going no contact. I will be happy if she stays the hell away from me. But her words are making me question if I did the right thing by telling everyone what she did. They asked, and I could have made up a lie. I don't know. I don't like lying to people at all, and you can't pay me to lie for my mother. But still, I keep thinking that maybe I should have avoided those questions or given them vague answers. What do you think, AITA? I really need to know what you think because my mom's words are bugging me. Blake is, of course, on my side and telling me to just ignore him, but I would still like an opinion from neutral sources. Edit. I had to make an edit because you guys have a lot of questions about my relationship with my mother. I understand that you want to know the full story before making any final judgments. Growing up, she had been financially abusive towards me because of her spendthrift habits. She made me get a job at 15 because she didn't want me freeloading on her. Yeah, you read that right. My mom wanted her underage daughter to pay for herself. I was young and stupid enough to listen to her and do what she wanted. I started cleaning people's houses when I was 15 and somehow managed to give my mom the money she wanted. Eventually, I got the hang of things and got a decent job when I was 16. I had a pay increase and thought that I would finally have some money left for myself because before that, I was giving away everything to my mother. That didn't happen though. My mom found out how much I was making since she had control of my bank account. I was a minor, so I had to get a joint account with her. She then suddenly left her job and said that I should hand over all my money to her because she didn't want to work anymore. I can't tell you what a horrible life I had up until I was 18. My mom was making me work and taking away every single penny I made. She also threatened to send me to foster care if I acted out or told anyone what was going on. After I graduated from college, I managed to get a scholarship to study in a great college. Mom found out again and did her best to cancel my application since she didn't want her cash cow to leave. Thankfully, my then boyfriend Blake helped me get out and go to college without my mom sabotaging anything. I got a new joint account and put my money in a safe place. That didn't stop my mom from reaching out and telling me what a horrible daughter I was for abandoning her. She also often asked for money. I relented for the first year, but soon realized that I shouldn't listen to her and found her ridiculous life anymore. I relented for the first year, but soon realized that I shouldn't listen to her and fund her ridiculous life anymore. So I started saying no. My mother didn't take that well and started to curse me out and emotionally blackmail me. And that's when I decided that going low contact would be the best thing to do. I only let her back because she seemed genuinely interested in my life and had stopped asking me for money ever since she started to date someone. Update 1. That was an overwhelming consensus. I am now fully sure that I am NTA, since most of you voted for that. There have been some trolls, but I expected that, so all is good. I see that a lot of people have been telling me that I shouldn't have reconnected with my mother at all. I agree that it's on me. I was stupid enough to think that she had changed. I always believe in giving people second chances, so I thought my mother deserved one too. I can see now that it was a bad decision. I'm still getting questions about why I never had a good relationship with my mother. If you have missed the last edit, please go check it out. It will clear out a lot of things about why I don't like my mom, why I am a little sensitive about money. People who have read the edit have sympathized with me a lot. I really have to thank you guys for your kind words. It breaks my heart to know that I wasn't the only one with a financially abusive family. There have been questions about where my father is in all of this. Well, he's been dead a long time now. He got into an accident while coming home from work. He spent one whole month in the hospital before succumbing to his injuries. Unlike my mother, he was a good parent. My mom was actually a decent woman when my dad was alive. Sometimes I really wish I had those golden days back. It hurts to lose one parent and then have the other one become abusive. I really feel like an orphan at times. Maybe you will feel that I'm exaggerating, but this is just how I feel. I have to say that Blake and my in-laws are my real family now. After seeing my mother-in-law, I have come to realize that mothers can also be loving and caring. She is nothing like my mom. You know what? I feel stupid for even considering rebuilding a relationship with my mom. I don't need toxic, entitled people like her in my life. You guys are right that I should cut her off from my life. I don't need her drama. She already ruined the time before my wedding and gave me a lot of extra stress. I don't have any reason to welcome toxicity in my life anymore. I'm just going to ignore her and stick to my own life now. I am not invited to her wedding, so I don't have to RSVP. And I am not going to tell anyone to attend her wedding when they don't want to. This is all my mom's drama now, and I am going to strictly stay out of it. Update 2. I came back here for an update because there have been some developments. Mom is still sending me horrible texts and I'm considering blocking her at this point. She is just unrelenting. I was determined to go about my way and not get involved, but my mom's fiance, Jason, reached out to me yesterday. He texted me asking to meet up and talk. He clearly stated that he wanted to talk to me without my mother present. I don't know this man that well, or rather, I don't know this man at all, so I have been a little skeptical about meeting with him like this. I asked Blake for his opinion, and he thinks I should meet with her. He told me that I should meet him at a public place, preferably at a restaurant. He also offered to come along and sit at a different table so that I would have him if things went south. I thought this would be a great idea. I called Jason and told him the plan to see if he would agree to this. He actually said that he doesn't mind if my husband is present at the meeting. He mostly has some questions about my mother, and if Blake has something to contribute, it would be super helpful for him. His words confused me some more, but I guess meeting him would be a good idea. I have a feeling that my mom has probably done something stupid, and Jason wants to cross-check it. I will be honest here and say that Jason had never directly reached out to me before or caused drama about my wedding, so I am going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I know that my mother is not exactly a sane and good person, so maybe Jason isn't the prejudiced man that we think he is. I don't know. I don't want to be too positive about anything right now. I was hoping to leave this mess behind after the wedding. But it looks like my mom and her drama are never going to leave me. Something is not sitting right with me, and I don't want to regret not meeting up with Jason and hearing him out. I talked to some of my family members, and they too said that it would be a good idea to meet with Jason. So I'm just going to do it. Blake and I will meet up with Jason in 2 days, so there won't be an update before that. If there is some development, I will make an update and keep you guys informed about it. Update 4. Meeting with Jason was a really good idea. I am glad that I actually agreed to sit down with him and listen to what he has to say. If I had not agreed to this, I would not have found out what a lying and conniving witch my mother truly was. You may be offended that I'm calling my mom names, but I just can't help myself. I just can't ignore the fact that my mother is one of the worst people in my life. I still have a hard time understanding why she's like this. Even my husband said he's surprised I turned out to be a good person despite being raised by a toxic woman like my mom. You guys won't believe what she has done. She has created a fake life for herself and manipulated Jason into thinking that she is a rich woman. Jason knew that something was up when my mom refused to give him a clear number of guests that would be coming from her side. He did some digging and found out that most guests on her side had already RSVP'd no. His wedding planner had informed him of it, because even she was confused about what to do about the guest list. Despite the fact that all 40 people on my mom's side have RSVP'd no, my mom kept telling the wedding planner that they would eventually change their minds. So she should just include everyone when the wedding planner asked about me. So she should just include everyone. When the wedding planner asked about me, she told her that I wouldn't be coming. Now, Jason knew that I was invited to the wedding, but after some more digging, he found out that I wasn't coming. I scoffed and told him that my mother had already uninvited me from the wedding when I didn't have my wedding according to her wishes. Jason was a little shocked and said that he had no idea about all this. He did say that my mom was heartbroken that I uninvited her from the wedding, but he didn't think she would do the same to me. I was really stunned and angry that my mom lied to Jason. I told him that my mom didn't attend my wedding of her own will. She didn't like the fact that I didn't have a grand wedding to impress him and show him that we are classy people. When I refused to shell out thousands for a grand wedding that I didn't want, my mom got angry and told me that she wouldn't be attending the wedding at all. When I told Jason all this, he looked shocked and super confused. He actually sat there looking at us weirdly, not saying anything. Then, after a while, he said that he had no idea all this had happened. Mom had just told him that I had uninvited her from the wedding because I thought her wedding would upstage mine. The twisted game that my mother is playing with us is just horrible. Jason and I talked a lot, and Blake basically confirmed everything I said. Slowly, through our conversation, I discovered that my mom has been lying to my husband about being a very rich woman. She has told him all kinds of stories about how she's rich and her family is rich. She showed him the house where I live and told him that she bought that house for me. It isn't even my house, and she didn't buy it for me. It is Blake's house that has been in his family for generations. By talking to Jason, I realized that my mom was trying to pass off Jason's wealth as her own. Jason actually comes from a rich and affluent family, which is why I have been hiding our names and all. Jason also works a very high-paying job, so he has money of his own. Meanwhile, my mom and I actually come from an extremely humble background. After my mom stopped working, she burned through whatever savings she had. I'm sure of it. So she doesn't have much money of her own either. I told Jason all about it. I told him about our background and how my father had died with a lot of medical bills, so we didn't have any inheritance left from him. Jason was extremely shocked hearing all this. He said that he had no idea my mom was lying to him all these years. He said that he asked for a prenup, but my mom kept telling him that she was as rich as him, so he had nothing to worry about. I have no idea why he hadn't cross-checked before. He said that he had no idea to suspect that she was not rich. My mom loves having a luxurious life and often buys herself a lot of expensive stuff. I know my mom is a bit of a spendthrift, and that's why I was sure she burned through her savings. She didn't have a job before and after dating Jason, so there was no source of income at all. All this information just stunned Jason. We realized that Mom was pushing for me to have a big wedding so that I would confirm that we come from a family of money. When I kept refusing, she made up lies about being uninvited so that Jason wouldn't suspect anything. She was also probably scared that I would tell Jason the truth, and that's why she never introduced me to him and even uninvited me from her wedding. The web of lies and manipulation this woman has made is really shocking. Jason was absolutely devastated to find out that the love of his life was lying to him about almost everything. He looked genuinely dejected and said that he didn't even know if the person he fell in love with was real. Blake and I felt really bad for him. I knew that I had to warn him about my mother and tell him why we weren't much in contact. Jason didn't know that things were bad between us. Mom just kept telling him that I was busy and didn't have time for my mother at all. God, this makes me so mad. I can't believe my mom would go this far with her gold-digging tendencies. She always whined about wanting a rich partner, but I didn't think she would go this far to get one. I don't know what Jason and my mom are up to right now. He did tell me that he planned to confront my mother as soon as possible. When we talked, he said that he was rethinking the marriage and the relationship. I don't know what will happen now. I know that my mom will have my back if Jason breaks up with her or something. I am prepared for that, though. We will see what happens because I haven't received any angry calls from Mom yet. Update 5. Guys, I'm back. And I have a positive update for you guys. Thank you so much for your lovely comments. I really appreciate it. You guys have been feeling sad for me because I'm wrapped up in drama when I should be enjoying my newly married life. What can I say? We have to make do with the cards we're dealt with. Thankfully, things are better now, and it gave me the time to come back with an update. After my last post, things were quiet for a while. Then I got a visit from my mother, who looked angry as hell. I'm pretty sure she was also crying because she had puffy eyes. I didn't bother letting her in because I knew why she was there. I was following Jason's profile on Facebook and saw that he had announced that the wedding was off. I knew that my mom would come blaming me soon. I let her stand on the front lawn and yell at me. She was calling me all kinds of names for destroying her relationship and ending her engagement. She said I'm a jealous brat who just couldn't let my mom be happy. I said that there is no use blaming me because it was her lies that undid her relationship. My mom said that because of me, Jason had ended things with him and cancelled everything. He was mad at her for telling him that she wasn't rich. She told me that this was all my fault because I should have just kept my mouth shut. The audacity of this woman is out of this world. I was extremely annoyed at her and told her that she shouldn't be blaming me for her lies and manipulation. I also told her that I wanted nothing to do with her anymore, so she shouldn't bother showing up or contacting me again. I went back into the house, but not before telling her that I will absolutely call the cops if she doesn't leave. My mom yelled and threw a tantrum on my front lawn some more, and then finally left. She then tried telling everyone that I had intentionally ruined her relationship because I was jealous of her grand wedding. Not a single person believed her. I had already told some people what really happened, and they did me the favor of spreading the word, so no one was there to listen to my mom's laments and protests. Eventually, these laments and protests were only made through texts and calls. Jason told me that she was still trying to convince him to stay with her, but he had kicked her out and blocked her everywhere. Then a few weeks ago, my mom was back at my front door because she had no place to go and no money of her own. I told her that she wasn't my problem. I didn't care how she would find a place to stay or money to get her essentials. She cried about how I shouldn't treat her this way because we're family and she's my mother. I didn't bother gracing her with a reply to that. She tried playing the family card and the victim card, but it didn't work on me. I have realized that I have slowly lost all the love and care I had for her. It was bad enough that she had been a horrible mother, but the fact that she refuses to change and goes around blaming me for her nonsense is just plain ridiculous. Blake also agreed that there is no point in keeping a relationship with her after all the stunts she pulled. So, yes, I have decided not to have her in my life anymore. I made that clear to my mother. She was in denial for a few days, but eventually realized that nothing would change. She did show up on my door one last time last week, but I immediately called the cops and told them that she was trespassing and wasn't allowed to be near my house. The cops gave her a warning and told her to leave. I guess she got scared because she stopped harassing me after that. I talked to other family members and they have told me that Mom had been asking everyone for help with money and a place to stay. Remember how I said that she has no savings? You should also remember that Jason told me that my mom buys herself a lot of luxury goods without his help. Wondering where that money came from? She stupidly took out a lot of loans. She has 4 maxed out credit cards, and I didn't even know how she managed to get 4 credit cards. She also took small loans from her friends and never returned them. How would she return them when she has no job? She was actually counting on Jason and his money for everything. She probably thought that once they got married, Jason would be forced to pay off her debts. I mean, she had already convinced him not to get a prenup. Thank God Jason found out the truth. Now, I am feeling good that I decided to meet with him. He's a nice man and definitely doesn't deserve a gold digger like my mom. I am truly ashamed to be related to her now. I guess the extended family is ashamed too, since no one is willing to take her in anymore. Apparently, she had to stay at a homeless shelter because even her friends don't want her anymore. As of now, she's working as a waitress in a small diner on the outskirts of the city. She had tried crying to relatives, but they didn't care anymore. I don't care about her either, and at this point, I think she knows that. I will never forgive her for what she did. She has already wasted my first months of marriage, which should have been happy and carefree. Don't worry though, I'm now making up for the time lost. Blake and I will be going on a vacation soon since we didn't have a honeymoon right after the wedding. I'm really looking forward to a break right now. It looks like the drama with my mom has finally come to an end. I have to thank you guys for your support because my mom was driving me crazy and my brain had been a little messed up. Thanks to you guys, I now have my peaceful life back. This is the last update, so please don't DM me to know anything more. Stay tuned for more stories from our girl relationships.